You have episode 92 of Organizations Win Championships, and Odyssey 2400 Sports podcast about your Chicago Bulls, who are about to get back on the floor. I'm Dan Bernstein, along with Jason Bernstein and our producer, Spencer Ray. So we've had the seasonal rite of passage. Media Day is now in the books. We know what they want their optics to be and how they wanted it to sound. And for the most part, even though I think AK can't really be honest about what everybody knows is going on, I thought they handled it fine.
I think it was handled pretty well, especially with all the turnover regarding the roster this season and all that was going on with Zach and DeMar and all this stuff, and Chicago kid getting drafted. You know, there are 9 new players on their roster right now out of 21.
Yeah, I do.
I think they handled it well, and some players in particular, as we'll talk about, did a great job. Most notably, one player, and I never think that media day is a huge thing. They get their pictures taken, they answer some questions. I just like the Knicks bit because the trade for Karl Anthony Towns. Holy crap! By the way, we might need to talk about that a little bit.
Wow,
but Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart acted like they didn't even know who he was because they are not allowed to talk about it. But wow.
It's still not completed yet.
No, but assuming that it goes through. I mean, holy.
Pretty amazing.
That team. Also, what the hell is going on with Mikal Bridges' jump shot? I just want to take a moment. Have you seen it?
No.
He has a hitch in it now. It looks like, what's his name? Chuck Hayes a little bit. Like
Chuck
that free throw.
Hayes, the old Houston Rocket?
Where it goes like that.
Not like Markelle Fultz or anything.
No, it's not looking good.
Okay,
there's something wrong.
This was an action item for today's show.
Oh boy, there's something there.
I'll write it down for later. But like as I mentioned, the roster is here in front of me, and I think let's just go down the roster alphabetically for the full training camp of the names we're going to be sorting through between now and the start of the season. I think we have a good idea of how this is going to shape up. But it's to me, the fact that the first name on this roster was standing in uniform for the team photos was made available is interesting to me. Lonzo Ball is going to try to play basketball in the NBA.
Right.
So,
all right,
we'll see. We'll discuss the specifics of that because the way they're talking about it has me very, very uncertain. So, Lonzo Ball, Onuralp Bitim, Matas Buzelis, Javon Carter, Torrey Craig, Marcus Damask, the undrafted rookie out of Illinois.
Good. I'm sorry.
This is camp fodder, right? He probably replaces Andrew Funk. Ayo Dosunmu, Chris Duarte. I always forget he's on the team. Josh Giddey, Talon Horton Tucker, Zach LaVine, EJ Liddell, Kenneth Lofton Jr., Julian Phillips, Adama Sanogo, Jalen Smith, DJ Stewart, Dalen Terry, Nikola Vucevic, Kobe White, Patrick Williams. The two-way deals belong to Sanogo and Stewart.
Sanogo. Yeah.
That's it. Those are the only ones on two ways. But that's your training camp.
This is weird.
Yeah, it is.
But I like it because I was tired of the same old roster. There's a lot of turnover. They finally made a trade. And Caruso's the oldest player on the Thunder already, and he's 30.
That doesn't surprise me. That's not that big a deal.
That team, watch out. But who knows? Who knows? They're going to be bad. I want them to be competitive, fun, entertaining bad. And that's okay.
Developmental bad, yeah.
Right, just kind of like the Blackhawks were last year with Connor Bedard.
I hope they're better than that.
Well, I hope the team is, but when it comes to just developing, obviously they don't have a franchise cornerstone savior is he 19 yet? Yeah, he just turned 19. And then there's Ryan Williams. But, I mean, we'll see. I wonder how much run Buzelis is going to get. I want to see Phillips take a step. I wonder what the dynamic between Kobe and Zach is going to be. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what is going to happen, and that's okay. That is
So
totally fine.
let's get to Zach. And when I first heard his prepared statement, let alone the way he answered questions, but my first thought was, I don't think I could have written that better. I don't think I could have put out a better statement to have him start whatever this is going to be, however long he's going to remain a Bull in his 10th year now. It's his 10th year. That for
11th.
oh
He
oh
said
that's right.
11.
That's right. 10 is the total number of years served on the roster. Right. This is starting 11. You're right. Sorry. That he is aware of everything that's going on. He laid down exactly what he was comfortable talking about and not talking about, but he didn't back away from anything. I thought he steered into some of the criticism and his willingness to accept a role and to play as hard as he can and help the team to do whatever they can do no matter what. I just thought he took the high road in a way that was really refreshing.
Yeah. And the fact that you said you couldn't have written it better says a lot, because you are a self-absorbed prick when it comes to writing, and I'm a little bit upset.
I'm glad you limited it only to writing.
Well, that maybe in fishing as well. You mansplain fishing like no other. But maybe I've gotten it a little bit from you when people ask me to do their communications homework, which has been a thing. But
that's cheating. You can't do that. You can help them with their homework.
I have helped them, but people have offered to pay me to do it.
No,
and
you can't do that. Get kicked out of school.
It depends on the sum of money.
No, you cannot. You cannot do that. That is cheating.
$1 billion.
No, you can help people. You can advise
but
people.
I think that the fact that you said you couldn't have written something better says a lot, because especially from Zach LaVine, who has been through a lot and we have said a lot about, and I'm not taking back anything I said. I don't want to mince words, and I stand by what I said about Zach LaVine, but it was a really good statement. And I can't believe you said that. I rarely hear you say that, especially when you crap talk my writing. So
it's part of my job. I think it just needs an editor.
That's not my job.
Well, I know.
Because I'm on the staff. I'm not an editor.
Well, then let me talk to your editor.
Oh, God.
So I wasn't crap talking it. I was criticizing it, which I'm entitled to do as your father. So I don't want to hear it.
Not necessarily.
Talk to your editor about it. Yes, and it's part of my job. I don't make you show me your homework before you turn it in, because it's not like you're in 3rd grade. And I think you told me to stop doing it in like 4th grade.
Yeah, because you're a prick, Mr.
What did you say? I remember what you said. You said you kept saying, you would point up and you'd say scoreboard. You say, if the scoreboard's bad, you can talk to me. If the scoreboard is good, leave me alone. Right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because you said as long as the grades were good, I couldn't say anything.
Well, yeah, and you're still yelling at me. If you don't graduate with a 3.5, I'm gonna kill you or something like that.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You didn't say you would kill me. You said you would be disappointed.
Right. That's fair. What's worse?
Not going to go into family dynamics here. Let's leave that out of here. I thought this is just the Chicago Bulls podcast with a side of academia. Let's go.
When Zach LaVine accepts his role, if his role is help Kobe White become a superstar, then we'll see. Because I think talk is a little cheap. And while I will praise to the writing of it and the presentation and the selling of it, I think when the ball's bouncing, it changes things and people settle into old habits. And we have seen Zach sometimes really dedicate himself to playing hard defense and grabbing rebounds, but it doesn't last very long. And people tend to be what they are after a decade of a professional resume. So I'm hopeful that he can live up to everything that he said, that his game can cash the checks that were written on media day. I'm not certain of it. I'm hopeful.
cash the checks for a max contract too.
Yeah, well,
Ugh,
we got to
ugh.
forget that.
I mean,
It's at sunk cost, right? That's out of the equation. They're going to try to move him anyway, and they're going to have to. They made that commitment because they felt they had to, so we can't relitigate it. I don't think.
fine. Kobe White is making 11 million. 11.
And his goal, he said on the score yesterday, he said his goal is to shoot 40% from three.
That's going to be difficult with how much of with one whether they start running a more fast-paced offense that's centered around the three ball, as AK and Billy talked about last week, but also he is generally a high volume three-point shooter.
Mhm.
So if he's able to shoot 40% at that clip, that'd be ridiculous, because we know Io did it last year, I believe, right? I think he shot like 41%,
Yes.
something around there. And the thing is, he didn't shoot as many threes as Kobe. Patrick Williams shot 40% in his career, but he doesn't shoot the ball, it seems like, ever, which I hope changes. But I think that I don't know if it's even. I would say it's reasonable, but unlikely. The only thing is how many of his touches are going to be going away from last season because of the addition of Zach LaVine, because of the addition of Josh Giddey. I don't think Giddey will do much three-point shooting because he's not great at it.
No, he's
But
going
and
to put the ball in people's hands.
he's a playmaker. But there are so many ifs with this team now, and that's fine.
But I think you hit it though. I think you hit it.
What?
If when it comes to the number, the actual total number of opportunities, it may be a wash if they play at their desired pace. If they have more possessions per game that end in a three-pointer,
Mm-hmm.
even at current, even if we factor in Zach LaVine and the distribution, even if Kobe has a slightly lesser share, if it's a bigger pie, he's going to have enough to
Yeah.
put up the numbers he wants to put up.
I am okay with them just shooting threes every time. That's how you win basketball games. Now, look at Jack Golke, for Christ's sake. He didn't shoot any twos. That dude was a monster,
Is he in the
and he just
league?
handed it to Kentucky. Huh?
Is he on a roster?
He signed with the Thunder for the Summer League. Let me check right now. I don't know
I can't believe you brought
if
up
he's
Zach
still.
Golke. I don't know what
No,
I
he's playing. He played in the Summer League for the Thunder, but now he is playing for KK Podgorica,
Russia?
in Montenegro.
Oh,
In like
okay.
the in the number 1 league in Montenegro, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, top professional league
Probably,
in Montenegro. Good for him.
yeah,
He'll
probably
be
making
great.
a nice living there. Playing once a week, probably living in a beautiful house on the hill, and he's got a driver, and that's not a bad life.
And
He'll,
all he
he'll
has to
probably be
do
there.
is shot chuck.
Mhm, be there for
Sky
15
points,
years.
Sky Point shot chuckers. Love those guys.
Let's discuss the way they're talking about Lonzo and the way Lonzo is talking about Lonzo right now. I, they are
Weird.
trying to. It's weird, and they're trying to put him out there as a player. And yet, when Billy's talked to people, we ran obviously not only what he said when he was on the score last week, but when he was on Sirius XM just a few days ago, he kept hedging everything. He kept hedging it with, "We're not sure about his availability. We're not sure about his minutes. We don't know how he's going to respond to needing a day off after practicing." And then Billy, it was a long answer, and he said something to the effect of, "It's my job to help him get back to being able to play the game of basketball again." And then I
And
thought,
then Lonzo comes out and says, "My goal is to be. I think I'll be ready for game 1." And he explicitly said he'd be on a minutes restriction. So obviously, it seems like this is. He's not just saying I'm going to be on a minutes restriction because I want to. It sounds like something that he was told, and it's so weird and convoluted. And I just don't know what to think.
I want to know what they
The only
really
thing
think. What do
Right,
they
exactly,
really
that's why I'm
think?
saying I don't right, but that's why I'm saying I don't know what to think. I just think it's, again, as it's been the entire time, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and I'm still going into this season without too much Lonzo Ball in my mind. I think it's really difficult to picture much considering all that he's been through and with all that's going on regarding media and what he's saying and what the Bulls are saying. I have no idea. And also the Bulls don't need another guard right now, so it's not like it'd be the end of the world. And the other thing is we have no idea what he'd be like
Well,
if he does
I'm
play.
presuming he is not an NBA player anymore until it's proven otherwise. I can't say
And
it
that's
any
fine.
more strongly than that. I'm presuming he's just not an NBA player, and maybe it doesn't matter this year, and maybe they are going to indulge him with every last opportunity to have it proven yes or no on the court against NBA talent in regular season games. Because
It's
when
so
he says, when Lonzo comes out and says, my game is not going to be what it was, he said that the athleticism isn't going to be what it was. That means something. This is the NBA.
defensively. I like defensively is what I know it's the NBA. It's the defense.
Yep.
His offense was very consistent. He's still going to be able to make those crazy. Say he does play right, game one. He's going to be able to make those full court passes. Vision and instinct doesn't go away. I think it might take him a little bit to catch up to the speed of the game, not necessarily athletically, just the people around him. And also, it's a way different roster than that he played with last in 2022. So different guys, chemistry in that sense, I think does matter, and I think he'll be okay with those sorts of passes and shooting. I'm not worried about. He's never jumped crazy high in his shot. He's never been much of a moving shot guy. He's a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, and I'm not concerned about that. He's great at that. What really concerns me is his quickness defensively, and because that's what was so incredible that season for the 39 games or so that he played was his ability to make plays on the defensive end, and obviously that in tandem with Alex Caruso. I want to see if he can give some defensive instinct to if he can transfer it to Kobe White. I'm not saying Kobe White is a bad defender, and he definitely took some strides last season.
This is going to be the
But
worst defensive team in the NBA.
yes, but that's why I'm saying make Kobe better at defense, Lonzo. I don't know. Kobe White is 6'5". People forget about that.
Short arms, though.
And short arms, but he's 6'5". Who knows? I'm really concerned about his defense, and I'm just concerned about him mentally and physically. I just hope he's okay. Just because of all that's been going on. I hope he's okay. I would love to see him play. Regardless of how well he does, I think it would be really cool to see him on an NBA floor again.
I
And
agree. It'd be a hell of
I'm
a
just
story.
hoping for the best. It would be. I'm hoping for the best and preparing for the worst. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Speaking of injuries, I did not know, and we didn't know until a couple days ago, that Josh Giddey mentioned he said he ruptured an ankle ligament while at the Olympics playing for Australia. And he says he expects to start on time to be ready for the regular season. But he said he ruptured his anterior talofibular ligament and it became more serious than initially believed. He said if it were
This
the
happens
playoffs, he'd
with the
be able,
Bulls all the time.
yeah, he said he'd
Oh
be
my
able to
god,
play right now,
Lonzo,
but
Patrick, LaVine, ugh.
yep.
Sorry.
But
It's just
but
this
this didn't happen on
trend
their
of
watch though.
mismanagement. I know, but the trend of mismanaging injuries and not knowing whether with the severity of it is so annoying.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
get diagnosed properly. The one thing I will say is if Josh Giddey is playing the way he did in the Olympics, I'm excited because he was giving Team USA some work in those exhibitions. He was giving Anthony Davis some work in the paint. Like he was making some floaters over him.
Carly
We'll see what
Jones was doing the
happens.
same in the exhibitions. So, I mean,
Carly Jones is like that. That's why, because Carly Jones is effing like that.
yeah.
G League MVP. Put some respect on his name.
Sorry.
Don't
Sorry.
don't don't disrespect him. Carly Jones is that guy.
And
Come
it
on, man.
remains something to watch with the Giddy situation. And you mentioned Patrick Williams, and until he's 100%, he's not 100%. So everybody says, "I'll be ready, I'll be ready, I'll be ready," and chances are some won't be. So maybe that's the plan, and it's all right because they have to keep that top 10 pick anyway. And that's what made media day
Maybe it's why
weird.
they signed so many of these training camp contracts with THT and Kenny Lofton Jr., EJ Liddell. Maybe they know something about
Hmm.
injuries, and
Hmm.
obviously you want to fill out the roster a little bit before training camp starts because you're not going to want to play your best players in exhibition games like crazy. And I think it's almost like a practice squad type thing is the way I think about it. It's like an NFL practice squad where you just sign a bunch of guys that can that have a little bit of that might have something left in the tank, and especially younger players. And I do like EJ Liddell just because he's a two-way player, wing, fits the modern NBA game. And he is young, so I think that something like that really makes a lot of sense, especially if they're concerned about injuries. And I have no idea. We'll see what this roster looks like on opening day. We'll see what the G League roster looks like, and we'll go from there. I think it's too early to make any crazy assumptions right now. It's so early. I just want to get to opening day in New Orleans, and
Did you get
let's
your
let's get
credential?
going with that. Jesus Christ, no! I was studying for midterms.
You still haven't applied for it?
I I, I was
Dude,
texting Patrick, Dad. Let's
forget
not
that.
go through this again on a pod. Dad, no,
I'm
no.
going to be very disappointed if you end
I
up.
have Okay, Dad. Would you rather me work on schoolwork in
I
midterms
okay,
or
like, you have
getting
a
a media
finite amount of time.
credential?
How many times have you played golf since we talked about this?
Once, and it was
Okay.
actually because I was doing a project,
Okay. Well,
which I
regardless,
showed you.
get on that. It's 2 emails. Fill out
Okay,
the
let's
forms.
stop it right now. The people don't want to listen to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
piss
then,
you off, and that's my job.
but you lazy
Stop.
bitch.
Oh, you're a lazy bitch.
I'm maybe a lot of things. Lazy is not one of them. I maybe
My
you can call me out on a lot of things, but that is certainly not one of them. 58 years old, and his full name Dikembe Mutombo Mpolondo Mukamba Jean-Jacques Wamutombo passed away from
That's
brain
awesome.
cancer. And I
No,
had
that's
what
not.
the name?
I said the name was awesome, and then you said passed away of brain cancer,
Yeah,
and then I
that
said
part's
that's
not
not. So
awesome. Just for the record, dying of
for the
brain cancer,
record,
not awesome. The name was awesome. I
am
get,
I
yes.
am I a dick?
No, you didn't. It was just bad timing.
I didn't mean it. I didn't
I know
mean
you
for
did.
that to. Okay.
No, it's because there's also a delay because you're where you are and I'm where I am. So it's
I know.
understandable.
It was not good timing. Uh,
18 seasons in the NBA, and not only a Hall of Famer, was four-time Defensive Player of the Year, and which ties him for the most of those with Rudy Gobert and Ben Wallace. NBA block shot leader three times, rebounding leader twice, eight-time All-Star, second in career block shots. And almost as importantly as his reputation in basketball, he established it's such a strong one as a humanitarian and an ambassador for basketball, not only in the is it Democratic Republic of Congo, but the
mhm.
other in other African countries as well. He has done he took his basketball career and turned it into a platform for bigger and more important things, which was really very special.
And a hell of a celebration too. Finger wag. That's iconic. I love this. LeBron told a story about him how I think it was 06 or 07 where Mutombo went up to block him and he elbowed him right in the face and fractured something in his face. And so
Mhm.
that was the first time LeBron had to wear a mask in his career. And my God, is it crazy to think that LeBron was playing against Dikembe Mutombo in his third or fourth season in the NBA? Oh
I
my!
remember him as
Just
part of one of the great NBA All-Star games when it was Allen Iverson and Mutombo, and it was a typically ragged, no defense All-Star game until something happened late. And I don't know if something got said or there, all of a sudden everybody started to try out of nowhere near the end of the game. It was like 150 to 140, and all of a sudden, oh, okay. Oh, you're doing that. Oh, well, we're going to do this. And then you could see the defensive stances get a little bit lower. You could see guys start to sharpen up a little bit. And it was watching the best basketball players in the world all out there on the same floor deciding to play hard for a
I have
quarter.
only
It was awesome.
yeah, I have only seen one All-Star game where people have tried, and in my lifetime, and it was 2020 after Kobe passed away. That year, I don't know if it was, like, they all had Kobe. It was a whole Kobe thing. Everybody wore 2 for
Mhm.
Gigi and 24 for Kobe, and that All-Star game, they tried, and that was and it was in Chicago too. That was the best All-Star game I can remember. That was awesome. I I like when they try in All-Star games. It's fun for
That
us.
is
I don't
going
know.
to lead us to the OWC Trivia Showdown. So,
I just realized you're wearing a Beastie Boys shirt.
yeah, pretty sweet, huh?
Sweet.
Let's
And it's
congratulate
very yellow. Oh my lord.
last week's winner. Mike got the answer correctly. Got it correct. The question was, as we sort of sent Derrick Rose off into retirement, what was his highest point total as a member of the Chicago Bulls? We know his career high was 50, but he did that with the Timberwolves. And the answer is 42. He did it twice. And a couple people got it right, but Mike got it in first. So congrats to him.
All right. Who's starting?
You.
Okay. So obviously Dikembe Mutombo is second all time in on the all-time blocks list, only behind Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem
Right.
Olajuwon. That's mom's favorite NBA
I
player
know.
name. And there is only one active NBA player in the top 25 of all-time blocks. Can you name that player? One
I
active
hope
player. And
I
this include
really
and he is top 25 in both combined NBA, ABA, and the NBA. NBA by itself, he's 22nd. Combined NBA, ABA, he's 25th.
now is this somebody who's only technically active?
No, he's active.
Active. Now,
Active.
I hope the answer to your question is not the same as the answer to my question.
Okay.
Because this is gonna be bad if it is.
I mean, it is kind of
Okay,
bound to happen.
is it DeAndre Jordan?
It is not DeAndre Jordan. What are you looking at?
I was trying to make sure my question isn't gonna be the same, and it's not, so
Okay.
I think
It,
I'm
it is
okay.
not DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, it is it Gobert?
It is not Rudy Gobert.
Active player. And where is he all time?
22nd in only NBA, 25th if it includes the ABA as well, because that gets Artis Gilmore in there, Dr. J.
Mhm.
So he moves down a few spots.
I can't it's not Drummond.
It is
Even though
hell
he's got
no.
no, but he's got a lot of blocks. He actually does. He's got a lot.
He's not even second. He's not even the second active leader. I'll tell you right now who the second active guy is, and
Is
it's
it?
Anthony Davis.
Oh, I was gonna.
Anthony
Okay.
Davis is second. 26th all time.
So this guy has to be really old. And is he
He's getting up there.
still considered a good defensive player?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
still a shot blocker.
Still a shot blocker.
So he's big.
Big. Yep.
Old-fashioned big, a footer.
He is 7'1".
Oh, 7. Okay, was he on a good team last year?
Pretty good, yeah. Yeah.
Has he ever won a title?
Yes, he has.
He has won a title. It's making me crazy. I can't even. Give me a hint.
All right. He is a one-time All-Star.
That doesn't help me.
One-time All-Star.
I don't know.
Sorry. I'll try to help. He has been on 3 teams in his career.
Has he ever been a Bull?
No.
All right. I don't know.
And I'll tell you right now, his highest ever blocks per game in a season was the 2022-2023 season.
Whoa.
And he came in second for Defensive Player of the Year that season.
I should know this. And
Good.
Oh, wait a second. I think I got it. Did he radically change his offensive game?
Yes, he did.
Is it Brook Lopez?
It's Brook Lopez. He has, I think, 1,000. Let me see. I think he's just under 2,000 blocks for his career.
Wow.
Let me see if there's like a total number. He has 1,912 blocks in his career, and so that he will most likely reach 2,000 blocks this season.
That's crazy.
Brook Lopez. How about that?
I didn't know he was that good. And you know what? A part of it is too, is a function of more possessions per game and just more shots per game. Although you'd think that with more 3-pointers being shot, the chances of getting the blocks would be down. That's pretty crazy. What a great question. All right,
he's had a great career.
Yeah, isn't he probably borderline?
He is Hall of Very Good. Hall of Very Good. Let me ask you this. He's a title winner, 16.6 rebounds and damn near 2,000 blocks.
All right, let me do mine now before you do the crowd question.
Okay, sorry.
I was looking at Dikembe Mutombo's stat comps.
Okay.
And I'm gonna read you 9 of them. I'm gonna read you the 9 names of players who are retired. Who are no longer NBA players. I am not going to read you the name of his number 5 comp who is an active player. Okay?
Okay. Go.
Most similar performance arc for an entire career.
Just
Here
get on
are
with it.
Bill Laimbeer, Jack Sikma, Wes Unseld, Robert Parrish, Tyson Chandler, Bob Lanier, Patrick Ewing, Pau Gasol, and Dwight Howard.
I had a feeling Pau was going to be on there. God, Dwight Howard was so good. I say that every time I hear his name.
Which active player is Dikembe Mutombo's number 5 stat comp?
It's not Brook Lopez, is it?
It is not. That's why I had to check.
Okay. Wow. So it's going to be a big. Is he old?
Yeah.
But not like LeBron, Taj Gibson old.
How old is he? He's been in the league 17. He is 38.
Oh, 17 years? 17.
He's 38. He's 38.
And he's still playing.
Still playing. And
DeAndre Jordan isn't 38.
It's not DeAndre Jordan.
Does this guy still start?
He started 33 games last year. He started 63 the year before. He only started 33 last year. And his minutes were down, but he averaged 8.6 points and 6.4 rebounds last year and a block a game.
38 years old. Would you consider this guy to be a Hall of Famer?
He's I also probably Hall of the Very Good for a long time, but my bar is a little bit higher maybe than others. But if you look at his comps, his number one comp, going back the other direction, is Dikembe Mutombo.
Wow. Okay. Shows how much the league has changed.
Yes.
If this guy's Hall of Very Good, and
he's probably, especially because of his accomplishments, he may have a case for being a Hall of Famer.
Oh, is he a title winner?
He is a title winner.
Multiple time?
That I'd have to check. I don't.
Should be on Basketball Reference.
I know. I don't. My facility with it is not as good as yours. You want to ask yes and no questions to the best of my ability to answer them? It's only the one title.
Okay. I don't think this
5
guy's
All-Star
active
games.
anymore, but I want to throw Marc Gasol out there. I don't
Nope.
he's not active.
No, he's not active. This guy's
technicality. And this guy's still productive.
Not only that, he won his championship last year.
Oh. No way. Al Horford?
Al Horford.
Wow.
Al Horford is the 5th most similar player to Dikembe Mutombo.
Wow.
And Al Horford's number one comp is Dikembe Mutombo. How wild is that?
I was thinking like 7-footers. Al Horford is what, 6'9"?
Yeah, 6'9".
Is it 6'10"?
6'9".
How?
6'9", 240. 38 years old.
Goodness.
Yep. And his name came up last week when Joakim Noah called in to the Score to talk to Billy Donovan and AK, and they were talking about letting the
5-time All-Star?
Yeah, letting the big bring the ball up. They mentioned Al Horford. How about it?
No, he is it 5-time All-Star?
Yeah.
All defensive team in 2018, all rookie team, NBA champion, all NBA in 2011.
Two-time collegiate champion.
It's Basketball Hall of Fame. Yep. So you know what? He has a case.
Yep.
With how well he played in college. If people think Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer, I think Al Horford is way more of
Derrick Rose is not a Hall of Famer in any. Come on,
people are gonna give this podcast a 1-star review because you said that. Okay,
it's just not true.
Question.
No, it's just not. There's no case.
I know. Okay, so the crowd question this time is there in Chicago Bulls history. They have only drafted one player from Germany. Who is this player?
Only drafted one.
And when you feel like answering it, if you want to get the first person to answer it, will get shouted out on the next episode with a special guest, may I add, for next week.
We're planning to have Will Perdue join us.
We won't spoil it. Did you just say it?
I did. Yeah, I can. Maybe we can tease it. Yeah, I can say that we're planning to have Will Perdue join us.
Former NBA champion, multiple 4-time NBA champion Will Perdue will join us next week. But Dan_Bernstein on Twitter, #OWC Showdown. And then if you want to DM me on Instagram at Jason.Bernstein_, you don't need to add the hashtag for that. I will know what it's for. And we will be able to do that. So
cool.
Good luck. Only German player to be drafted by the Chicago Bulls in their history.
And we should mention that next week's episode, you're going to be sitting right here next to me.
No, I'm not.
Wait, when do you go
No,
back?
Sunday. I have classes
No, you
on
come
Monday.
home. You
I'm
come home. Oh, you're going right. You're
tomorrow.
not. Oh, that's it. You're not staying the whole week.
No,
Oh.
I have
Oh.
class on
Okay.
Monday. It's
All
just a
right.
weekend.
Oh, I thought you had a break. You're just coming home for the holiday. Okay.
No, it's not the holiday. It's fall break, and then there's Thanksgiving break. It's a 3-day thing. A lot of people, like
Okay.
some people, are staying because they're like,
Okay. I
"Oh, no work.
presumed.
Let's just go out all the time." Which, I mean, fair play,
Oh,
but
you would never do that.
no, no way. Not like I finished my midterm yesterday and didn't do anything
Did
in
you have
New
baseball
Orleans.
practice
Okay.
last night?
No, it got canceled because too many people left for fall break and there were some logistical issues, but we're finally gonna get jerseys sorted. But okay, that's beside the point. We've been doing
What
this for
number are you
too long.
getting?
So,
What
huh?
number? What
No
number?
idea yet. Somebody already has 25, somebody has 31. So
7.
I think somebody might have 7.
All
Probably does. I'll figure it out.
right, just in
So,
case, my college number was 16.
just shut up. I don't care.
You should
Like,
wear my college
rate.
number as a tribute to me.
Oh my God, shut up. Like, rate, subscribe, review, make fun of Dan Bernstein as much as possible because he
Uh,
sucks. And that'll do it.